more stuff on MSN. Hold on. Yeah, this is really professional audio commentating. Yeah, I'm doing 2 replays, so it's fine. I can take my time and glide through the topics like this. Don't creep with searing arrows on, because if you do end up using, moon juice, it's going to actually eat up a lot more moon juice than you'd want it to, because he wasted about 50 to 100 mana doing that. Maybe less, I don't know. That was just a random guess, I wasn't really paying attention. But basically, it takes 2, mana points of the moon well to heal 1 point of mana, and only 1 to heal 1 point of hit points. So you're basically wasting a lot of moon juice. Except in this case, it doesn't hugely matter because he's using the Fountain of Health, but you're going to be wasting down a lot of your mana. What a lot of players will also do is decide to go Invisimorts. Invisimorts is pretty easy because all you have to do is when you hit tier 2, if you hit tier 2, if you're doing it this way, obviously, when you hit tier 2, just get the Sentinel upgrade and just plant them everywhere, and when they start killing the Sentinels, you know where they are, and really all they can do is hope they get good enough positioning with their hero, like with their Alchemist and their summons, and that's all they can really bargain for. Panda second, for obvious reasons. The Drunken Haze works very well against Riflemen, because they usually tend to clump up. And the Breath of Fire just works against packs of units with low HP, which casters would be. Yeah. So, he's going to get this Priest kill, I believe, which is fairly nice. Priest dies... Yeah, Priest from WCR replays died. No, I'm kidding. So, here's what you generally do with the Mass Huntress, is you try to get good positioning. And what you do is you just kind of right-click behind their army, and when your Hunters are surrounding their units, then you go after and you attack move. And generally, you want to make sure that you're focus firing with your Priestess of the Moon and using your Panda spells, but with the Huntress, they just do tons of damage on their own anyways. And the bouncing attack will just weaken tons of units at the same time anyways. So, it's no real biggie how you micro. The Huntress, yes, put words together, Orange, for God's sake. Anyways, yeah, you want to focus fire with the Priestess of the Moon as much because you want to pick up the weak units, obviously, just to make sure that their micro isn't as easy as it could be. And you kind of want to avoid fighting at choke points. Like, Yaz is actually working on one right now, and that sort of happens. What he's doing right now is actually pretty easy to do, and it's actually very effective. And what you do is you actually split your army into 2 so that you don't actually have to walk through their army to begin with. You can just kind of set up your positioning fairly well, like what he's doing right now, and you should be able to get a nice choke on them. So it's using the choke point against them, and you really just have to be aware of the map when you're doing this kind of stuff. This kind of choke point stuff, I mean, not this kind of strategy. Yaz picks up the item, Potion of Invulnerability, that helps a lot. He's got kind of bad positioning right now because he's kind of behind his hero and he's not really doing much damage to the Rifleman. But the Breath of Fire solves. Good idea to pick up the Healing Scroll and the Potion of Invulnerability. If you actually have money and you're fighting your shop, you should probably pick one up anyways, just so that they can't pick it up. Hits level 2. Level 2 is pretty important just because you get the Drunken Haze. Human's real counter to that is Dispel, so basically if they still have Initiate Priests, you should be okay to use it. And the TP. And that battle went fairly well for him. He got level 2 on the Panda. He didn't lose too many Huntress compared to what the human lost. He's almost on his way to level 5 though. But in this case it doesn't really matter because he's hit tier 3. and he's already got an Ancient of Lore going up. And when you hit tier 3, what you want to get is the upgrade of the Moonglaive upgrade. You know, when I like to sound things out. And basically that adds like an extra target to the bouncing moon. So it adds a bunch of damage to your army. Plus, it makes it so that your positioning doesn't have to be as good to be able to do the same amount of damage. It's like a huge damage upgrade. Basically, tier 3 hunters with the bouncing glaive upgrade do more damage than abominations. So that's your incentive to get it. Plus, what the Ancient of Lore does is it actually will get him a couple Dryads for Dispel, and it will neutralize the Archmage. So if you're doing your Priestess of the Moon mass huntness this way, which is you're going to tier 3, as opposed to the next game that I will do, which is a little shorter for various reasons. And basically it's a tier 1 hunter strategy. But whatever. We'll get to that when we get to it. And basically the way that you use this strategy is that you force them into a bad positioning. If they don't get level 3, you push their base. Simple as that. And then, you retreat your weak huntress, and if you don't lose more than 1 or 2, you should be safe to put up an expo. And then the money that you bank on the expo should actually get you enough money to be able to tech properly. And get to tier 3. You'll notice he stayed in low upkeep a bunch, and he's doing tons of damage to that alchemist. Ugh, excuse me. Right now. And it's also, I don't know, his positioning isn't fantastic. He could wrap his huntress around a little more, and he could, what happened to his wisps? I think he sent them back to his base. But basically, he's got a bunch of slowed stuff. Wow, that healing spray has a huge range. Yeah, basically healing spray works in your favor too, because when they use it, your units will generally be doing more damage in clumps than theirs, so you're going to end up benefiting from it as well, unless they have really good positioning on you. Alchemist dies because of the cooldown on the Invuln pot. I'm just pointing that out because the first time I watched it was like 6 times speed, and I was like, wait a minute, why couldn't you use the Invuln pot? Yeah. I'm an idiot sometimes too. So, basically, more Huntress action going. You need Abolish in this case. If you're going tier 3, just get a couple Dryads for Abolish. It works. And also, don't let your Panda get slowed. And basically, from here, the way you play out your battles is generally you want to bring a couple Wisps with you into battle. Just because you want to get rid of the massive amounts of slow, because generally people will autocast the slow, and it will be on absolutely every single one of your units. So, just be careful of that. You also want to make sure that they don't expo as well, because a nice tier 3 army is not fun to deal with. So, yeah, when you hit tier 3, you basically want to pick up the Moonglaive upgrade, like, instantly. That's basically what wins him these battles. Because if you look at how weakened his whole army is, it's pretty ridiculous. It's over, but, that's how that works. So, that was the Secret Valley game. Here is another Secret Valley game. Oh, that's weird. I didn't actually expect them both to be on Secret Valley. So get the second replay pause at the 45-second mark. This one's Remind against Sonk. It might be Sonky. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is, but whatever. Sorry, I'm just getting it to the 45-second mark. Also, this game will play out a little bit differently. Just because he won't actually be going Panda, and you'll have a faster route to level 5/level 6. Level 5 is pretty important because it allows your hero to do like 100 damage per shot, which is pretty hilarious. Because it does like the same damage as a level 1 coil. You need your level 3 True Shot Aura to do that, I think, actually. But still, it's a pretty significant amount of damage anyways. So, 45-second mark Remind against Sonk. There are no obs, which is kind of